Ah.
Alright.
Alright.
How are you?
I'm okay, bro. Yo, bro. I'm actually more excited than I thought I'd be, to be honest. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But I'm good though.
Yeah.
I'm good though. I didn't expect I'd be able to do it though.
Your album?
Yeah.
Really? Damn.
To like
Heartbreak,
actually
yeah.
release it, to actually like, be like, no, you know what? Let me actually just release this album. Because yeah, it's been what, 5 years?
Wow.
I've been making it for 5 years, yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. 5 years on and off. Cause I would make like projects in between EPs, mixtapes, but then everything else. I was mainly looking at the album specifically.
Shucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually was listening to it with Sophia,
Okay.
and I was like, is everything okay? Yeah. Yeah.
What? What do you mean? Is everything okay?
I think that your album explores themes of heartbreak,
Yeah.
nostalgia,
Yeah.
and also betrayal, but also just like this sense of, I suppose a light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really the main. That's why the album is really called "May She Find You Again."
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that light at the end of the tunnel, basically.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, because I actually wanted to ask, who is she?
Who is she?
Yeah.
She is about like two or three things, right? So initially, I had a problem with how I mean, I'll say wrote, but my process, right? I would get like creative block, almost there was a time when I didn't make music for like 6 months, 7 months. I didn't make anything. There was a time when I didn't make music for like a year because I felt like nothing made sense. Nothing felt
Worth.
good. Nothing felt good. So I was like, you know what? Let me live life for a little bit. Let me live life because I felt like I've been such I cocoon myself a lot. I enjoy my own company way too much. To the point where I barely go outside. I'm inside trying to make music or something else. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like I love how, exploring the theme of the album, I feel like heartbreak, you somewhat used it to alchemize your creative process.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's beautiful. I love that actually.
Yeah.
So, what exactly was I suppose, the emotional process that kick-started like each and every section of the album?
Of the album.
Yeah, because that's over a span of 5 years.
Yeah.
As someone who also feels deeply, like
Yeah.
at that, I can understand why it would take you 5 years, but to remain in that sort of headspace for 5 years,
Yeah.
with a consistent idea, like, what was that like? What emotional process was that?
Okay, so it was more about a lot of the songs. A lot of the songs, like, can I say a lot of the songs? 2 or 3 songs are from the first version of the album.
Okay.
So I started making it like boarding school, right?
Nice. Yeah.
So at the time, I didn't have equipment. I didn't have a laptop. I didn't have a mic. I would record with my phone, but I would borrow laptops from people. There was a guy in my boarding school who was doing a trick, right? His name Sabs. Called him Sabs, DJ Sapir. Piano producer. Luckily, he was kind enough to be like, no, you can borrow my laptop and make beats. Cool. I started there. I made like the first version there was like 17 songs. I made it within a year. Just ideas. It didn't have a concise message, when you put it like that. It was very mixtape. It was just a lot of random songs and stuff, me testing sounds. How do I sound? I mean, I tried rock at one point. I tried like actual trap soul, like Bryson Tillers and your Devious Ends. I tried that. It had a lot of trap in it, because at the moment, at the time, I was more so of a trap producer. I only decided to try new things after the first version. After the first version, I was like, okay, you know what? Let me not even rap on the second version. I deleted, out of the 17 songs, I lost about 8 of them. I was like, shit, okay, maybe make something new. Made something new. It became a mixtape. I dropped 2022 called With Love. A lot of the songs from there are from the first version of the album. So I decided, okay, you know what? Let me actually try and make an actual album without deviating from the actual thing that I want to talk about, which is finding my love for music again. Because I started like making music 2018, like fully actually like going into it. No, 2017. Sorry, 2017. Two of my boys, Maverick and Chaba, Thuto and Chaba, they go by Gil and Maverick. Right? Cool. We all started the same way. YouTube beats. There was this app called Tune Me, so you could put the song there and then record over it. Quality would be horrible, but it was like, let me not say practice per se, but it was more so like, okay, let's just make something, see what happens. We would drop our songs on like Audio Mac. Audio Mac. The problem with Audio Mac is that not a lot of people use Audio Mac.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people know about Audio Mac that much. So it was like, it wasn't really for to become popular initially. It was really just for fun. And then after that, it was like, okay, you know what? Let's actually get serious. And then I left. Right. I left Sasolburg, which is where I grew up. I left Sasolburg, and in doing that, it kind of limited a lot of the things I could do, because I lost a lot of the connections that I had at the time, right? So at this time, 2019, 2020, this is like prime SoundCloud era. This is like, your Willie Cardiacs, your so many people. But yeah, Blackie at that one point was also, getting famous then. And it kind of did help me. Those connections I had, they kind of did help me, because as much as I feel like a lot of the criticism was from not the best place, I knew that it would help me at some point, as tough love, let me put it like that. So yeah, I decided, you know what, cool, I'm not home anymore, I lost these connections, let me try to do everything by myself. So yeah, first version was made, second version was made, it was called Technicolor. Technicolor, it was mainly inspired by, how Technicolor, the logo has like a lot of colors and stuff like that. So it was really an ode to how I feel like I am. Like I'm one thing, but I'm also a lot of things. I can really, let me not say more. I'm like a chameleon in a way. I tried my best to fit in with most sounds. I even tried to make piano at one point. I was a house DJ at one point. I also made house beats. It was fun though. I can't lie, it was mad fun, but it was like, no man, this is not where I wanna go. I made like an EP at the time. What was it called? Pain Hub. It never officially dropped on like DSPs, but it was like, okay, my first, let me say, it was my first view at like, okay, there's a direction, there's, you know, a, there's a way to go, and I was like, let me try and follow this, right? Let me try and follow this. I tried to follow it, made the EP. The album was still in the bag. I had all those versions on my phone, right? I would try to listen to like, no, these are not them, cool. I deleted about 3 versions. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna make this album anymore because it's not working. It doesn't feel concise, it doesn't sound concise, it doesn't sound like, the thing that I wanna make. The quality as well was bad. I couldn't really afford to like go to a studio or ask a producer to make a beat for me at that point. I felt like I was just broke, man. I'm gonna be honest. I was just broke. So, yeah, many versions after that. I only took about 2 songs from the first few versions, which was Reaching and Dreaming, which is like the outro, and Makriza Interlude. Those 2, because Makriza Interlude was actually a voice note my mom sent me at 2 a.m. in the morning. She found my Instagram. And she was like, oh my god, is this you making music? Wow. Oh, you make such good music. Why didn't you ever tell me? And I'm like, it just didn't feel like, I should tell family members. It was kind of like my own little thing, my own little personal thing that I did on my own. Because I felt like, who's really going to understand this, at that time. So yeah, it wasn't really an emotional thing. It was more so letting time pass and letting experiences mold the album in a way. Yeah.
I love that. That's so beautiful. Oh my goodness. That's so beautiful. Yeah. I think also as a creative person, I experience, this need to, I suppose, stick to an idea or follow a specific trend in my creativity instead of just being true to myself. So I completely understand that sentiment. That being said, you said you explored trap, your rock, amapiano.
Yeah.
Do you think that outside experiences played a role in, because especially amapiano, do you feel like, okay, at some point you felt compelled to dabble in that because of like the musical climate?
Yeah, I did. I did, because a lot of the people were like, if your music doesn't work out, try this, try these different sounds. But at that point, I was like, no, this it's not the way I'm trying to go. It's not what I want to be known for. Yes, I can be known for being versatile, but I want to also be known for being a specialized artist in a specific, let me not say genre per se, but I wanted to keep it as hip hop as possible, but also as versatile as possible, because I'm a rapper before anything. Well, really, I'm a poet before anything. I'm a poet, then a rapper, then a producer. And I wanted to show that, this is me. How am I going to rap over a piano song? I know Black, you can do it, but I just didn't feel like that's where I want to go, So they didn't really, outside influences didn't really affect me like that. It was more so just like, seeing how it sounds, if I can actually do it, because Sabs I actually was the one that told me. It was like, no, bro, he was the guy that actually told me chords, actually. Cause yeah, I had no music knowledge, no music theory whatsoever about chords, about how is this supposed to sit, how a mix is supposed to sound, things like that. And he showed me a lot of tricks, really. And I kind of learned how to mix my own music through amapiano in a way, by learning how he mixes the music, right? So, with the EP that I dropped, what was it called, Pain Hub? There was a piano song, right? There was no, not a piano song, a house song. That house song, I recorded it with one of my teacher's podcast mics in a classroom. So already acoustics are off, everything is bad. That mic isn't even the best mic.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, okay, let me just try and do my best with what I have right now. Because, yeah, it was, yeah. So I don't think, outside influences really affected me like that. Because if they did, I would have been making piano by now. To be honest, I feel like there would be a piano song or a house song on the album, because at that point I'll probably be like, no, this is what people also know that I can do, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanna ask, who are your, I suppose, your musical influences? Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know, a lot of people will say this, but it is Frank Ocean.
Yeah.
It is Frank Ocean. It will forever be Frank Ocean. But not because of his popularity, but mostly because of his. Everyone knows Frank Ocean makes specific type of songs, but we also know he can be versatile. Everyone knows that Kanye can make hip hop, but we also know he can make EDM with Yeezus, and Yanni. You can hear the yes, they are specific type of artists, but they can also merge other genres into their own music. So Frank Ocean, Kanye West. If I had to say like rappers slash singers specifically, Frank Ocean, Kanye West, Travis Scott, ASAP Rocky. What's his name? What's his name? Kendrick Lamar. At one point, Drake was an influence as well. But mainly because of that that R&B rapping. Which was the song off Views? No, not off Views. Off What a Time to Be Alive. 30 for 30 freestyle. There was a point when I made songs like that for like a month, where it was just a sample and a snare or a tom, and they were simple, but they also kind of like influenced my sampling specifically, because if you can hear my album, if you really listen closely, it's samples. Everything is samples. Everything. I feel like a lot of ideas are borrowed from other people, and I felt like I should do that. I should try that, because making an idea on your own is a good thing, but I feel like brainstorming or trying to get an idea from an influence works better. So yeah, them. And if I were to talk producers specifically, Kanye West again. There's this guy that produces beats for Frank Ocean, Michael Uzi Rue, if I'm not mistaken. There's this guy that makes beats on SoundCloud. His name is Beast of the God. A lot of his beats influenced me because of the samples as well. Sampling, very heavy thing. Sampling has just been a part of me for like a really long time, because my uncle is a DJ. And he uses he's not like a digital DJ, he uses vinyl every time. So I don't know if you know how hard it is to DJ with vinyl. It's not like plugging in a USB. You have to change the vinyl, put it on the turntable,
Yeah.
time it. You know, everything has to be as perfect as possible. And funny thing, that's how I learned how to DJ as well. I just don't do it a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would hear a lot of old school samples you play around with when mixing songs and stuff like that. And it was like oh shit, this is really cool. You know, I want to do this one day. I really want to learn how to do this one day. And it took time. I can't lie. Learning how to sample really takes time because of finding the right sample is hard. There's a lot of songs. There's a catalog. If you listen from the 70s to now, there's so many songs you can sample, but you can't just sample any song, you know, unless obviously depends on what you want to make as well. So yeah, those were really my influences.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looking at your musical journey
Yeah.
from 2018 till now, what would you tell yourself in 2018?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Learn. Just learn how to make chords. Learn how to make chords because going back to sampling again, like I said, you can't just sample anything. You can get sued, you know. And it's like shit. You gotta be careful with what you sample as well and how you sample. So it was like I wish I knew how to interpolate samples. You know, I wanna so maybe hear a sample. I'm like, no, I wanna make something like this, but then add on my own few things. You know, that's what I do normally, but it's not interpolating really. It's more so layering on a sample. You know, and learning how to play chords and music theory, it just really helps in terms of making melodies, and it kind of helps you have more ideas because you know you're not limited to just using samples.
Okay.
Yeah, and just keep going, bro. Because yeah, it doesn't get easier. It doesn't get easier as a creative. It does not get easier. That whole starving artist thing, no, it's real.
Yeah.
No, it's real. No. Fizz.
So, Vic, V-I-C, Vic with the period.
Yeah.
Where did that name come from?
Okay, so
Yeah.
funny story. So my first rap name, because I was obsessed with Kendrick Lamar at the time, I called myself Lamaris Jr. I called myself Lamaris Jr. because I was like, you know, this is cool, you know. This is like grade 7, grade 6. This is when I started writing my own songs. And I had like a whole big ass file, just full of pages of lyrics and lyrics and lyrics. I don't even know where it is now. But it was like the beginning and everything, but then it became Saucy Vic. Saucy Vic, I don't even know where the Vic came from. But then I was like, okay, you know, I'm gonna stick with Saucy Vic. Saucy Vic for like a little bit. And then it became Vic, but as an acronym. But the acronym was for versatility and creation. Because I was like, you know, I really want to be a versatile artist. You know, I don't want to just be a one-trick pony. And I was like, you know, let me just put that in my name, you know, versatility and creation. And then after a while, I was like, nah, I don't want to make it an acronym anymore because a lot of the people back home knew me as Vic. So now I was like, okay, you know what, let me just make it Vic. But then I would add a full stop at the end. So then there came a point when I had to change my name for distribution. So I was like, okay, no, what's the best way to do this? Because Vic with a dot was taken. I was like, okay, what's another name for a full stop? I was like, okay, period. I was like, okay, Vic with a period. It's like, doesn't work. Initially, I was like, it might sound weird to people because it's like, you have a period, you know. But really, really, I'm just saying Vic with a full stop. I was like, Vic with a full stop or Vic with a dot doesn't really make sense. So I was like, you know what, Vic with a period, and it just stayed ever since. That was like 2023. That's when I changed it to Vic with a period. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright. Looking ahead now, okay, so you're done with this album, and
Yeah.
she finds you again.
Yeah.
Do you feel like she has found you?
Ooh, yes. Actually, yeah. Yeah, like, because like I said, yeah, it was the she is my love for music, my love for life, and my love for my grandmother. So, my mom's mom, who raised me from like since I was like a baby until like 7 years, or more or less. She passed away 2019. So when she passed away, then yo, I lost a big part of myself because initially she was like my mom, you know. So it was like yo. Sometimes in a lot of the things I do, sometimes I look for her guidance because she was kind of like a, I'm not say a matriarch of the family, but like she was boss lady, man. She was like, you know, the one who was like, hey, we do this, we do it this way, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And that's why, like, you know, sometimes I'm like, oh, you know, I'm not a religious person. I'm not, as you can hear on Is He Real? I'm not really the most religious person, but I do believe in spirits, and spirits are somewhere. And if I'm gonna call out a spirit, it might as well be my grandma. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and then her sister, who after her passing kind of became the leader of the family in a way, passed away last year.
Yikes.
Yeah, she passed away last year, and it was like, damn, yo. And she was also like kind of my best friend as well. So it was like,
Oh,
I was
damn.
like, damn, yo. So yeah, it was like, I just hope their guidance finds me again, you know, because for a while I felt so disconnected from a lot of things, within myself. I felt lost for like a really long time while making this album. Like I said, I couldn't find the direction because I didn't have a direction myself. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be where I want to be in life, if I really still do want to make this music, like really want to make music, I would just ask myself, well, like, you know, is this push really worth it? You know, but then that translates into my love for music because I genuinely lost it for like a while. For like a while after boarding school, I just kind of felt like, you know, let me just stick to corporate. You know, maybe corporate way is the way. You know, and like, yo, I don't want to be there. I just genuinely don't want to be there. So it was like, damn, I really gotta find these things again in order to find myself again, or to center myself into where I want to be as an artist, you know, because I feel like as a up and coming artist, you have this, what can I say? There's this pressure of doing things or making music for your fans. Your fans being the main focus. Yes, your fans are supposed to be your focus, but also you gotta make music that you're happy with as well. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I lost myself for a little bit, and I felt like, nah, this music is not it. You know, I would draw, But a lot of people be like, no, this sound works for you better. No, this one works for you better. And I'm like, guys, I don't know. And one EP that I can say kind of was where I was like, let me be versatile. Was this EP called I Think Too Much. I dropped it 2 years ago. It had everything. It had punk rock, it had drum and bass, it had house, it had actual rapping, it had it had some prog rock in there. I was trying to show that versatility because I felt like maybe if I can connect with different fans from different genres, maybe it will bring a sense of, oh, we like this guy. Let's build a cult following per se. Because one of my friends back home, Maverick, he was like, yo, bro, you see you, dog, you are the most probable here out of all of us, to actually make it out. Like, what do you mean? He's like, no, you actually have a cult following. I've never believed that. Ever since, I've never believed that. Like, I have a cult following out of all people. But then you'd be like, yeah, but a cult following doesn't have to be the biggest thing, though. It doesn't have to be a herd of people. It can be 5 people, that regularly listen to your music. And that should be something for you. Because, again, we're not doing this for the money. We're doing this for the love as well. So they kind of also helped me center myself. They actually forced me to drop this album. They were like, bro, please just drop this album. They heard different versions. They would always tell me, drop that one. I'd be like, nah, I can't drop this one. I'd make a mixtape separate from this. And they'd be like, no, where's the album? Why are you not dropping the album, man? I'm like, nah, I just can't right now. I don't feel like it's, ready for the world to hear. Because as much as, everyone makes music, and everyone listens to music, there is a it's very hard to get into the music industry. That's the one thing I can say. It is very difficult because unless you make something that everyone loves, it's not going to be a smooth road at all. It's not going to be a smooth road. I don't know if you can really think. Piano artists, for instance. Let me take piano artists, for instance. I'm not saying all the piano artists are like relatively bad artists. No. I respect them, within their own craft and whichever. But it's very easy to pop off with piano. Very easy. You just gotta find a DJ to play your song during groove. People are gonna Shazam that thing. You know what I'm saying? It just takes like a few chances. Everyone loves piano. With hip hop, it's very different. Because in SA here, for some weird reason, everyone feels like hip hop is too American. And it's like, I understand, true, but like, music is music, bro. Jazz is American, but you don't hear a lot of people say, "Oh no, they don't listen to jazz because it's American."
No, I hear you. I don't. Okay, I'll disagree with you actually.
Okay, yeah.
I don't necessarily think that as South Africans we think that hip hop is too American. It's that I suppose we lean into simpler forms of expression. And for example, your version of hip hop requires me to sit down and listen to what I listen to lyrics. I'm someone actually people get shocked like, wow, you really listen to them. I'm like, that's what I'm here for. Like, I like when people are telling me a story, and so I suppose with an amapiano, it's how can I tell the story as quick as possible, as catchy as possible. People grab onto it, and then also have a good time. Something like your genre of music forces me to sit down and just and every time it's like a revelation because it's like I was fixated on one specific passage. The next time it's like, oh my gosh, I actually didn't catch this. Wow. And I also think that like when we're having this conversation, I just think about how, for example, they'll tell you like a nasty C fell off. I just disagree. I disagree with that completely, because I think, again, once Amapiano took the scene, it's almost like we sidelined every other genre, and Amapiano just stood center stage of everything. And now it's the sort of that 2016 musical climate could hold every other genre.
Oh yeah.
But when Amapiano came into the mix, it's like, okay, everyone to the back. She's the only one taking like these.
Okay,
yeah. So I think also, given that perspective, maybe people feel like, okay, we just want to lean into simpler forms of music. Because also, okay, growing up in Durban, I used to listen to Gwambe, simple,
straightforward. Yeah.
Babes Would Do More is taking nursery rhymes and making it a song. So it's like, it's straightforward, and people just want a good beat and a good time. I'm not trying to deep or like conceptualize whatever you told me. That's why I will never accept this idea that Nasty fell off, because that man is a storyteller. He's a great writer.
That's what I know as well. That's what I know as well. That's what I know as well. I feel like with the Nasty C thing, I think my problem is I am a big fan of Bad Hair Nasty C. Oh, I will never forget Bad Hair and Bad Hair extensions. You see, I don't know, I've kind of like put it as his, the benchmark in a way, as his like bar, you know. And I do agree with what you're saying actually about the simpler forms of music. Because imagine coming back from a long shift and like, 9 times out of 10 you're probably not trying to listen to like serious music, and you're trying to de-stress. So I get you.
But I think there is a place for storytellers in South Africa. I think it takes someone who's not necessarily in the creative space, but someone who can appreciate creativity to enjoy that. I'm someone who appreciates creativity. So like I really did enjoy your album. I was like, wow.
Thank you. What would you say are your favorite songs?
I think it's Gotta Get My Noggin.
Yeah.
That one is like my favorite. I think also, I don't know, I really love, I think I guess it encapsulates how I am emotionally as a person. So to hear that, I was like, like you do that.
Because one of the things I want my fans to do with the music per se is to, create their own experiences. You know what I'm saying? Their own. Yes, there's like a direct message in the song, but I want you to say maybe, I want you to take a drive, or take a walk listening to the album, or have a favorite memory, say maybe of one song. I'm trying to be as, I'm not say relatable, but I'm trying to connect more by being relatable, if I put it like that, because I feel like a lot of the things I talked about on the album is what we all go through, and like I said, heartbreak, questioning religion, questioning family, questioning yourself. I feel like that's those are things that we go through on a normal, not say daily basis, but it's normal, and I want all of us to feel that it's okay to not be okay. You know what I'm saying? But also try and find the light at the end of the tunnel. Because even though it's hard, it's hard, but I feel like with little moments, cherishing little moments, the littlest things in life can help you actually become better or become happier. That thing of romanticizing life and romanticizing going to the cafe. There was this other friend of mine who was telling me, like, the other day, She was romanticizing doing the garden. I was like, what do you mean? Why are you romanticizing doing the garden? I remember you said there's a lot of work, you hate it. But she was like, no, she feels like lately she's been so down and she wants to, just be a little happier. So she's been trying to take in the little moments, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Okay. You mentioned you mentioned your mother
Yeah.
and her sister, and then I asked you if she found you again. I wanted to know if, I suppose, creating and releasing this album
Yeah.
kind of made you feel closer to those maternal figures in your life.
Yeah. Yeah, it did. Growing up, I wasn't really given the space to express myself or to feel the way I feel and talk about it. Me and my dad had a very rocky relationship. I lived with my dad or let me rather say from grade 1. I lived with my grands from as I was a baby. Crèche, I lived with her until I lived with them. And there I was kind of, motivated to, okay, if you're sad, say something, if you're mad, say something. If you want to cry, cry, it's okay, but when you go back home, my dad was like, hey bro, school, first thing, before anything, school before anything, because, you would expect, okay, say maybe on a drive home, your parents would ask you, how's your day, what did you guys do with your friends, how was school, did you learn anything? The first thing my dad asked was only, did you learn anything, what did you learn today? We would do multiplication every time I go home in primary, every time in the car, because the first week I'm doing multiplications of 2 until 100. Next week I'm doing multiplications of 4 until 100, like that. And it was like, it kind of led to a big disconnect between me and my dad, because I felt like I was never so connected to him, but I felt more connected to my grands more than anything, because they were the people where, if I had, if I was just really sad, or like someone made me mad, or they made me mad or something, they would really emphasize to me to like talk. If you don't feel okay, talk. Like at a young age, they would emphasize to me like talk. You don't like this, talk. You don't have to throw tantrums. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna lie, I was a kid that threw tantrums, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. There was one time I threw a cup, a plastic cup, to my aunt's face and hit on her. And she was so pissed. Yo, that day. I think I was like 8. If I'm not mistaken, I was like 8.
You're too old to be doing that. I'm sorry. You're too old. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even remember what happened. I had this thing where every time I was hungry, I would get a tantrum. Like I'd be mad, like, why am I not eating? Where's the food? I get too hungry, and I'd be mad. I'd have a scrunched face, and my aunt would be like, dude, what are you doing? Why are you so mad? Food is coming. I was mad. I was like, no. I threw it out. Threw it in her face. It was a Batman cup. Oh, dude. Yo. So it was like, yeah, they really just influenced me to be, even though yes, there's the whole term of boys don't cry. They really emphasize, hey man, men cry. It's okay. So I feel more connected to them now through this album because it's my most vulnerable album. It's very vulnerable. It's the topics that I was touching on. I felt like, I might lose some friends over this, or I might lose some connections over this, because what I'm talking about here. The one thing I was really worried about was the song "Is He Real."
Had a feeling.
It's so honest, and yo, writing that song. I think it took me like an hour. I write pretty quickly. Like my recording process is like, you know, writing like simply the first verse. I put it on, and then I write the chorus, and it will take me like a little bit of time to get the next verse right. I'd work it because my the my one other big influence is Earl Sweatshirt. And in one of his in one of his interviews, they asked him, you know, what is your writing process? And even though yes, it's not the most craziest sentence, he was just saying, I just try and I write what I write, but I just want to say it better than I'm saying it at that current moment. You know, so I will write something, even if it's as direct or as straightforward, but then I try and change a few words just to, you know, spruce it up a little bit, or, you know, change a few rhymes just to make a specific flow, or you know, I would just really try and just make it sound as poetic as possible, but simple as well for, you know, someone who doesn't read poems, or someone who, you know, wants that simplicity in music to really, oh shit, this is what he's talking about. Oh, it makes so much sense, you know. Because yeah, I can understand. Yeah, my music is the music that you gotta sit down to and, like, you know, really focus on the lyrics and what this person is saying. But yeah, it was, yeah, I really just, yeah, felt more connected now. I really feel more connected now to my grandparents, and I can't lie, because yeah, most of the days I miss them. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm really home, you know. So music is kind of a way we've all connected back home, through whether it be house, because my like I said, my uncle is a house DJ. So there's like one specific song that we all know as the family. It's like kind of, let me not say a family song per se, but it's like every time when there's a get together and that song plays, everyone knows the lyrics. Even the kids, they know the lyrics. Everyone knows that, and we all sing it together, and it's like so fun, and you know. So music has kind of been, you know, a part of my life for a really long time. A really, really long time. Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned a disconnect from your father. I want to ask something personal.
Okay.
Did you ever get past that disconnect, or?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, thank God.
Oh,
Thank
definitely.
God. Okay.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
So like, man, my dad, because it was just literally just me and my dad. My mom lives in Midrand. My dad lived in Sasselberg. Sasselberg is where I grew up in the farm. And my dad was a very, like I said, school orientated person. You know, you gotta, when you get home, TV for like 30 minutes, you gotta do your homework, extra class. I try and study a little bit, come back home, dinner, sleep. No, read a book, sleep. And then he wasn't someone I could go to and, like, you know, talk to about maybe, you know, those trivial things like girls, or you know, hey dad, I need new shoes. Like, yeah, he would get me new shoes. It's not like, you know, he was like a stingy dad, or like, you know, but there weren't a lot of things I could go to him for, you know. And this lasted until my matric year, 2022. He called me this one day, and at that time, right, I had the year before, I had I barely passed the grade 11. Barely. I was lucky because of how the school was. It was really small, right? And in my matric class, there was only 8 of us. There was no E2, E3, E4. It was one matric class, 8 people. I was the only guy doing physics and math and pure maths. Right?
Shucks.
So, so in that year, right, grade 11, right, halfway through the year, grade 11, grade 10 to 11, I did have a classmate. One classmate, his name was Dionese. He or we weren't doing the best because it was only the two of us. How are you guys not doing so well in maths and physics? And we're like, to be honest, I got distracted a lot. I wasn't the most focused kid, to be honest. But yeah, I was like I just didn't like school, man. I'm gonna be honest, I just didn't like school. And my dad was a very, like I said, school-oriented person. So through that, it kind of built a very big, I had a very big dislike for him because I felt like, how there's no relationship between us, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, okay, you know what? Cool, boarding school happened. I left. Cool, boarding school happens. Grade 11 comes through. I fail, right? No, I barely passed. I passed maths with like a 35. That year, I think, was the year they changed the pass mark for maths to 30. So, cool. Oh, my dad was pissed. I didn't see my dad for the whole of December. I was home alone the whole of December. So he would come through, drop food, go back to where he was. Like he was mad, like he just didn't want to see me. So through that, I was like, shit, man, I think I really pissed my dad off, or like, damn, this is not right, And that's where I felt like, me and my dad are just not on good terms. Cool. December passes. Mid-Jan, sharp, my dad comes back home. Cool, gives me a talk. He's like, nah, you know what? So the school called him. They were like, okay, the only way he's going to be able to do grade 12 is if he repeats grade 11 with pure maths and gets better marks, or goes to grade 12 but does maths lit and business studies.
Yeah.
Okay, my dad was like, okay, you know what? Initially, my dad wasn't agreeing with it, but he was like, you know what? It's fine. You'll do maths lit. Cool. I did maths lit for like 2 hours, or a period actually, a period. I get called to the office. Cool. I get to the office. So your father called me. He said, no, you have to do pure maths. You have to do pure maths.
I don't want to hear that.
And I was like, oh, okay. This thing is, she wasn't like on board with it. So, like I said, if I did do pure maths, I was going to be the only person doing pure maths and physics. The only one. And the lucky thing was that I had a good reputation at school, in a way. And the math teacher was also our principal. So she was like, okay, you know what? I'll help him. It's okay. He can do pure maths and physics. Sharp. I did it, She also hosted like extra classes for like kids from other schools. She was like a math teacher in her field. She was a math teacher, but just a principal as well. So a few weeks pass, I write my first test, sharp, I get a 70% for my first test. From 11% in grade 11 to a 70% for my first test. I was like, shit, this is improvement, And I was like, okay, no, there's actually a way to go here. Sharp, first physics test, I get a 60. I'm like, okay, no, you know what? Maybe I'm actually built for this shit. Cool. But it also kind of opened my dad's heart in a way. Because he randomly decided, he calls me randomly. I'm at, it's like, I think it's break, right? It's break. And he calls me, he's like, how you doing? I tell him, I'm okay, yeah, school's okay, yada, yada, yada. And he told me, was like, I want you to know that I'm proud of you. It was my first time. It was my first time hearing my dad say those words.
Wow.
It was the first time hearing my dad say those words. Shit. I wish I could be corrected. Maybe I don't even remember. But it was the first time hearing, I'm proud of you, and I really want us to build a bond as father and son, because we haven't had that. You growing up, and I was like, damn, hey, this guy's actually serious. And I was like, yo, okay. I was like, no, okay, no, thank you, and yeah, no, we can try from now on, because me going to boarding school kind of helped. The distance kind of helped because we both missed each other, and it kind of built that, oh, I want to fix things with my son type of thing, so cool. It After that, really, if you met 15-year-old me with my dad and me now with my dad, two completely different relationships. Two completely, because now my dad's like my best friend now. My dad's like my best friend now. And it's like, man, I can't see my life without my dad. Initially, I wanted to I actually wanted to, what's this? I wanted to completely disconnect from my dad. I wanted to cut my dad off at one point because I was like, no, my dad doesn't like me making music. My dad doesn't let me do anything, because in those years when I was home, before I failed grade 10, I did a lot of art. So I was like rapping, I did photography, I did videography, I was an editor, I was a graphic designer, I made clothes. I was just trying a lot of shit. I would cut my clothes up just to make styles and stuff like that. I would literally sew my own clothes from different pieces of shirts that I was like, seems like it was the time I made like a shirt. I didn't sew it good, I'm not gonna lie. It was like my first time sewing. It was this Barcelona shirt from like 2010, and then I mixed it with this white t-shirt. It was like it was like this. And when I did it, horrible sewing, but that's when I felt like, shit, maybe I got, something in here, maybe explore it, And my dad was like, nah, bro, you're not gonna do that shit, bro. There's no way, because I wanted to go to uni to do fashion. But then I was told, bro, you can just learn that on YouTube. You just learn that on YouTube. I wanted to go go to AFTA for film. They were like, hey, dude, we can just get you a camera. You can do your own thing, but that camera never came along, ever. So it was like, from then to now is a really big difference, because even now I can show my dad my songs, or I can show my dad photos, say maybe that I took, I can show my dad something, I have this creative direction, or I want to pursue, or like, no, let me see, you'd actually be interested in actually seeing it. So yeah, it did become way better, because back then it wasn't the best, and I am so happy that it became way better now. It's way too happy, because it would have been so weird cutting off my dad. I don't know. I feel like I would have regretted it, because you see a lot of people do it on movies and stuff like that. And you think, maybe that's very the way. Very, if you're actually really in it, and now you cut off your dad, and now it's like, yes, many people have their own reasons. Most people actually go through with it and actually cut off their parents. But like, I don't know. I just felt like it's not really necessary, because we have such a good relationship now. It's like, why fix something that was broken but somehow fixed itself? Because I think it was mainly because of the people my dad surrounded himself around, which was, a few of his friends and his brothers.
Yeah.
They kind of emphasize the need to have a good relationship with your son rather than, other than, yes, school is important, but like, what's going on in here? How you feeling, how you thinking, because that really translates into everything that you're doing. So, yeah.
Do you think that's why he gave you your name?
Mm, I think so.
Really? Were you named by your dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I was named by my dad,
Yeah.
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 I was named by my dad because, yo, the story about how I was even named. So I was born at 2 p.m. Um, half past two. Half past two. And Chiefs and Pirates were playing.
Okay.
So it's okay. And literally, as I was born, the winning goal from Chiefs was scored.
Yes.
I forgot by who, but all of that somehow made the name Thuto.
Okay.
Somehow. He never explained where he got it from. Every time we just tell him, because I feel like you're the product of education, and you are going to be educated anyways.
Yeah.
So Thuto. Rather it be something that you manifest from your name. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I suppose last question. What can we expect from you going forward?
Ooh.
Now that you found her again.
Now I found her again.
Yeah.
Shit. I don't know. Like, I haven't actually thought about it. Hey, after this, obviously like more promo and like music videos and stuff like that because I really want to start putting my face out there. Because yeah, I don't know if you look at my IG, a lot of my posts on music, it's not like music videos or like, your normal, let me not say cliche TikTok promotion videos, but like videos where, my face is there. It's mostly pictures. So I want to try and put my face out there because I feel like it's really the only way, I'm a pop off because yeah, I like I said, I don't want to be a desk jockey. I don't want to work in the office. Not saying it's a terrible thing, but I don't know. I just have like really specific dreams. I have a specific dream of performing in Prague for some weird reason. I don't know. It just looks so cool and like it's like touring. Touring just looks so fun. It seems tiring and tedious, but just riding around and just making music and performing music for people and getting paid through that, it's like it's kind of a dream for me. So yeah, just putting my face out there, music videos, and in a way I kind of started working on something new, but it's very rough right now. Very rough right now, because I really want to explore the jazz route. I really do want to explore the jazz route. It's something I've been trying to learn for a while, because I don't know, it just sounds so cool. Progressive jazz to be specific. Your Domi and JD Bex, so many people. But yeah, I really wanna showcase that I can really make this music thing, and I wanna show I'm versatile, but like versatile in terms of sonically acute. You know what I'm saying? I wanna show people that like I can really make something. I really wanna, even though yeah, this is like my second album. I really want to show people that like I'm made for this. I'm made for this. I really want to be. I'm not gonna say I want to be the biggest rapper in SA, but I want to be. I don't want to be forgotten. I want to make music that stands time. That's the main thing I really want to focus on. Music that, if you go back to it, 2 years later you find something that's your favorite. I want to make albums where you can have a new favorite song every week, every 2 weeks. I really want to focus on that specifically, because my main focus was like making this album. My main focus was replay value. A lot of people will listen to your song. Some people like to maybe actually you drop a song. Some people like listen to it once and never go back to it again. I really wanted to focus on making it listenable as well. But yeah.
Okay.
Just new work, really. Just new work, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that concludes our
That concludes,
conversation.
yeah, good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for interviewing me. I really appreciate it, bro. I actually wanted to do this. I've been actually wanting to do this for a really long time. Gotta get my wins, gotta get my wings up, trying to make amends. Ends already cut tough, hard, I hope amends. Pieces in my chest, sharp words, remember then. Chose not to forget. Chose not to forget. Yeah, gotta get my wins. Felt real stuck, open up my wings. Always kept them tucked, always ran out of luck. Me and my brain be at heads like we scrumming in the rug. Was a prop then, 7th grade invisible. Snow was the homie, Brody taught me how to work a felt. Loops was on replay, Pops always said, hey. Now we see the vision now, Mama saw my vision proud. Yeah, there's a web on my ceiling, looking at it swinging while my thoughts really breaking. More in the pieces, more in the other shit that freezes in the back of my mind, cause I always hold them in. Yeah, my gastro just be hurting, showing my soul breaches. Truckers in the line and gotta look at Dr. Sebi's advices and really start fighting. Start scrapping like we're really splitting by the front toe. Yeah, gotta get my wins though. Dude grabber got me seeing right through the peephole. We still by the door, bro, still really knocking. Niggas try to get me off my feet, I try to dock it. Yeah, gotta get my wins, gotta get my wings up, trying to make amends. Ends already cut tough, hard, I hope amends. Pieces in my chest, sharp words, remember then. Chose not to forget.
Finish what you started. Finish what you started. Okay, I know it's getting tough. You're tired, it feels impossible. It's getting harder, but finish what you started. Don't forget why you even started in the first place. But you must finish what you started. Everybody said you wouldn't finish. Everybody counted you out. Don't you dare prove them right. Here,